So she was granted. While we're on it, she was granted while the trial is going on. He wasn't granted anything. She was granted what she wanted right now, the restraining order. So yeah, until the trial ends. But with the new information, and this was 2 days ago when it initially started, and then yesterday is when he showed these. So this might change that he showed these text messages, and that he proved that she was in. But it just makes him look like a big idiot.
This is what's gonna happen. The lawyers and the judge gonna get together like we doing right now with some alcohol and say, this goofy motherfucker took this bitch
right
on vacation. What we gonna do with this stupid motherfucker? Because sometimes they'll keep a restraining order against him just because he's stupid.
That's true.
Right.
Well, can I say what he said after everything's said and done? And they asked him about it on the red carpet, because he did show up to the red carpet for The Butler with Oprah, because he's in it.
He got a movie called The Butler.
Remember with Oprah and Forrest
I don't
Whitaker?
fuck with Oprah.
It's with Forrest Whitaker, Oprah, and Terrence is in it.
What did you say about Oprah's feet?
Oprah feet.
But if Oprah wanted to take you out, Corey, and have her way with you and pay you or whatever, you wouldn't. Or make you. What if she wanted to make you her man?
If I ever fucked Oprah, she would be able to look in my eyes and tell it's all hustle. Because that face would be like.
But what if she didn't mind? What if she didn't mind?
Women know when you hustling, like them old bitches who buy dick.
But what if she didn't care, right? And she paid for it.
Well, if she paying for it,
So
you talk to your girl. Look, it's Oprah, bitch. Let's get this paper.
No,
your girl.
Yeah,
my dick is for sale.
There it is.
Wow.
So look
and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm born with a silver spoon in your mouth.
That's true, yeah. Well, anyway, look, Terrence said we're divorced now, and she should stay that way. I just want the best for her, but in other words, she shouldn't get married again.
But wait a minute, why would you take your divorced wife with your people? You can't.
He didn't take his wife with the divorce. No.
Yeah, no.
He took his divorced wife, his ex-wife.
Called him a nigga.
The one who called him a Negro. Took that woman with his family on vacation and got into a fight with her in another country.
No, they're older. No, they're like her age. Like his daughter looks like her.
How old is his daughter?
She's married, so they're older. They look like late 20s.
You got this bitch.
However, did you guys see the latest pictures of this girl? She did have black eye.
She did have a black eye, but he's claiming. So look, this is what he says at the end. This is what he said when he was walking out of court or what have you.
What's the bitch name so I can Google her?
I'll Google it. He said, I just want the best for her, but as far as me harming anybody, I can't harm a fly. It's completely against my spirit. I've never laid hands on any woman. That's just not my way.
Any man who has never hit a woman.
Where's this going?
Uh-oh.
This is about to be deep. No. You about to go past me.
No.
Any man who has never hit a woman hate bitches. You gotta really hate a bitch not to try to get her in line. When a man hits you, it is to help you. Wow. Now, if he hits you with his fist, he taking it too far. All that slapping and shit is to try to get you in order you to
he has stipulations on your woman beat down. So you're like, okay, hold up. If it's open palm, it's okay. What?
No, I didn't say there's stipulations, but I said normally if a man punches you with his fist, that's a cowardly act unless you did some real bogus shit. But when a man just smacks you around from time to time, that is his way of trying to build a relationship with you and show you what he won't and will not take.
If a man hit you with a table at Dennis?
If a man hits you with a table, that means he either sick of your shit.
Y'all didn't see that video today?
He didn't like the table.
Y'all didn't see that video today?
No, what happened?
New Jersey Dennis, man picked up a straight up table and hit a chick with it.
What?
And hit a girl with a table?
They arrested him. He just graduated from cosmetology school.
That's assault with a deadly weapon for sure.
No. They're going to make him fix that bitch face.
But here's the thing in a nutshell when it comes to domestic violence. This is why people like in America don't understand. America's way of dealing with shit is legally. We're not going to try to fix, anger issues and conflict resolution issues in relationships. We're not going to try to fix shit. Just when you lose it, it's going to cost you. Like there's a basic cost for domestic violence cases. 50 cents. That's
right now,
either 6 years.
That's the bitch D-Ray used to fuck with. D-Ray beat up the bitch too, so it must be something wrong with the bitch.
Here we go.
Nobody ever thinks like that.
Now you're right. You got a nigga with gray eyes to beat you. You got to do something wrong.
But that's the whole thing. What people fail to realize is everybody,
How about D-Ray?
like for instance, the domestic violence thing. There's a double standard. Like there's this belief that says women will say, "You're not a real man if you hit a woman." In any way, situation.
Do you believe
nothing.
that?
But here's the double standard.
Do you believe that?
If you ask 10 women,
Do you believe that?
no, let me give you my.
Okay.
I see what you're doing, Corey. if you ask 10 women, do people have limits? Everybody. Does everybody have boundaries?
Yeah.
Most women who have common sense will say, yeah, everybody has boundaries. Then how can you apply an unrealistic expectation to your man? You can't push him to his threshold
To
and then
anybody,
expect
really, yeah.
specifically to
Right,
men. This is why I say women date stereotypes and ideas and concepts and not real people. Your concept of a man is that I can talk as much shit for as long as I want to him because I chose him as my man. Ignoring that he's a human being that has limits and boundaries.
And happens to be stronger
So
than
I
you,
can push him
exactly.
there and then say, oh, I can't believe you did this.
I have never taken pleasure in disciplining a woman.
Oh my God.
This
here
is
we go.
you
I've
spanking
never-
women. This is what you they daddy.
what?
I have never taken pleasure in it. I tell them, you're too old for me to have to do this to you.
You know what? Okay, look, let's go. Yes, please. Let's go to the. Speaking of domestic abuse case, 50 Cent. Remember we spoke about it last week. I'm just gonna go through course. Anyway, he appeared in
50
Van
Cent
Nuys
got
court.
D-Ray old bitch pregnant.
D-Ray's old girlfriend Daphne Joy.
Wildin' out, girl.
He
He hooked up with that shit.
Every fine girl is some other nigga's old bitch.
old piece.
Very true.
Anyway, they went into court yesterday, and he had to turn in. He has 24 hours to turn in every single weapon that he owns, and also he was ordered to stay away from her 100 feet while the case is ongoing. And if he's convicted, he could face up to 5 years.
He's not going to jail for 5 years. He got too much money.
Right.
Only problem
I don't
is
know. They might want to set a standard. It
But
wasn't Van Nuys court.
this is
Corey.
about anger management. This is what this is about. What's now happening is anger management issues. Because if you listen to what happened, he broke in the door of the bathroom.
Right.
And she says he kicked her, and then he trashed her house.
Trashed the place.
You are not beaten. You have to listen. There are levels to domestic abuse. There's intimate partner violence, which
What
they
is
call
that?
IPV.
fucking and it
Intimate.
ain't good and you snap.
There's common
It gets too rough, I
couple
guess. Yes,
violence, and then there's something called intimate terrorism.
Oh.
And what's happening is because of O.J. Simpson,
Oh God.
right, and the Nicole Brown symptoms, now they're responding to basic cases of domestic violence. And if you do the research, over 50% of all newlywed couples have experienced some form of domestic violence with their current partner, have gone on to get married and have successful fucking relationships. So domestic violence doesn't determine the success or failure of a relationship.
Okay.
When you're in a fucking relationship with an intimate terrorist, that's somebody who keeps you from your family, who keeps money out your pocket, who checks your phone. This is someone they have to come and extricate your ass out the house and hide you somewhere in protective services. Not all domestic cases are like this, but they're all being treated this way. You see, because of O.J. Simpson. If people don't do any real research, they don't know the varying levels.
No one will beat up Oprah like that because of how she looks.
You know what? Can we?
Why?
I just wanted to put that
Wait,
out
go.
there.
Yeah, you
Explain.
should.
Yeah, I
Most
was
of the-
where we going with that.
Most of the bitches who had that, what was the last one? The terrorist shit?
Intimate terrorists.
Sound
Ugly
like a movie with
bitches
Michael Douglas.
rarely experience intimate terrorists because most guys, even when they get mad, they be like, "Oh, I'll get another bitch like this in a minute." The way you look,
So you say you too ugly to get beat?
yeah, a bitch. Some bitches have never.
So the beating won't help you.
I'm not saying ugly bitches don't get beat up, because you can beat up something ugly quicker than you can beat up something cute, and that might be some shit that people say you taking it too far, Corey.
Right.
But this is a fact.
Right.
Ugly animals get beat up quicker than
I know,
cuter
I know.
animals. And
Name
all-
a cute animal. Yeah.
No,
Gerbils? Ugly animal.
no. If you have a little
A
dog,
hyena get his ass whooped fast.
if you have a little,
Oh, so is that why? But pit bulls are cute, Corey. Pit bulls are adorable.
some pit bulls have what you call, oh, he got a sweet face.
pit bulls.
Then it's ugly.
Yeah, I'm an
It's
animal
ugly
lover.
pit bulls.
Oh, you're not from here.
And the ugly pit bulls get abused. They get treated worse than the pit bulls that are attractive.
I get scared of dating women with the pit bulls. That's hood. That's straight hood.
You gotta
No.
lock the
How
dog
can you
up.
not be hood with a big old pit bull in the house? You hood with a pit bull in the house?
Well, I'm hood now. Okay,
You got a
yeah,
big chain around his neck.
no, I don't.
Salute.
I used to have a pit bull and an English
Back
bulldog.
when Ice-T was around, you had pit bulls.
No, and I had one when he left too. But we had to put him down
the
because he
cover
was
of Power. There you go.
Sotomayor just found out.
just figured out who Dolly was.
He
First, let me tell y'all something. I need 15-minute bathroom break.
thought she did now.
You gonna strangle his pelvis.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
Can't even get the mic off my hand.
What else you got to
Oh, anyway, look, I want to end this, my loose talk, on the update to Kevin Hart, because, you know, he was going to court for his...
Careful, that's my homie.
I know that's your homie. What? I am just updating.
We'll ride his ass though. We'll
You're Thank you.
Is he off the
saying be careful, that's his homie.
be careful, that's my homie. I want all the information that we talk about to be
Okay,
factual.
it is. This came
Lie
straight...
about everybody else, but tell
This
us
came
about
straight
Kevin.
from all the news sources. It's all the same. So they all reported the same. So he went back into court because, you know, he had the high-speed DUI case against him, right?
He got that paper, he ain't going
You
to
remember
jail.
that?
Right.
So he was charged with 2 counts of DUI from last April's bust, but he pleaded no contest to one of the counts of DUI, and in exchange, because he was cooperating, and he also admitted on camera that he was messed up, so that helped him out. They said that in exchange for that, one of the other counts was dropped. So they sentenced him to 3 years probation and 3 months of alcohol ed classes.
That's that, you got that paper.
There it is.
That's that lawyer, that expensive ass.
But he needs to get a driver from now on, though.
He needs to
for
get a
3
what?
years. A driver.
He should've
If
been
he's
able to
gonna
afford it, he'll
in
be
the
fine.
first place, but now it's too late.
You can't have a driver.
Corey, he's got
talked about
3
this?
years of probation.
Listen, when you have a driver, you are opening up all of your personal business
Oh, he
to
gonna-
the streets.
Yeah.
I found out through a limo driver that a very
So then
prominent
just use
rapper
Uber.
had him pick him
Uber.
up at LAX,
Just use Uber.
drive him to the hotel.
It's a different driver every time.
Hold on, D, let me
Don't.
say this. Then they sent him to go
Don't.
get some boys.
Don't.
I ain't gonna say his name, cause I still find ways to listen to his music, but it's very hard to listen to his music knowing.
Well, what's your favorite record by him?
What does he look like?
Give me a song in which he guessed
Hey, don't
the
get me, cause I say it.
Okay, give us a melody.
Fuck with me, you know I got it. Oh no! Hey man, that's why you don't.
See, if
that's
y'all
why
don't know who
can't
that
be-
is.
I don't know. Yeah,
Right,
that-
yeah,
I know who it is.
There's
He
enough
was rapping it
people.
a
There's
couple
enough
weeks
people
ago.
on the chat that you from your camp and my camp know who
Yeah, that's-
sing the chorus. God damn it! that limo driver put him out there. That's why I do not fuck with limo drivers. Limo drivers will sell information they know about you to places like TMZ if they feel like they want to buy it. That's why Kevin ain't got no limo driver. He
Okay,
ain't
well,
stupid.
then get one of your homies. Then is what I'm saying. But goodness sake, he's
Damn
on
it, man.
3 years probation now, Corey.
No,
Come on
homies
now.
Don't tell. That's
Really?
the paper. That
Come
money
on.
is a motherfucker.
Well, okay. So now what? You gonna get rearrested for you don't want to drink? I mean, be smart. Is all I'm saying. Be smart.
I hear you, D.
Yeah, that's all. That's all. Call a cab. Shoot, call a cab.
So what's happening? Go ahead, Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Bobby been quiet than a motherfucker.
I
Go
just
ahead.
tried to, you know,
I've been
absorb
on the mic.
I told him he could share my mic.
from
Call me
Panama,
Uncle.
man. You know, I got affection for our South American brothers and sisters.
Absolutely.
But you mentioned okra a while ago, and
Okra.
Okra.
Winfrey.
yeah, and I saw this outtake from this new movie, The Butler, and once again she had her fist balled up, and it made me remember how she knocked that boy out in what's the name of that Color Purple movie, which needs to be banned forever because it set us on a course that we haven't recovered from yet in terms of the relationship between men and women.
Yeah.
Because that became fashionable to start going upside men's head. You mentioned earlier, men have to hit women, and then there's a small category of men like myself who have never hit a woman, not because I didn't want to, and it'll make you stroke out when you really want to get violent with somebody, and you pass on it because then they push the boundaries even further. But some of us feel that if we ever do that, it's going to be a murder case. It ain't going
Yeah.
to be just a beat down.
Right,
It's going to be a
right,
murder
right.
case. You
Bobby's
know,
a
that
hell
means-
of a man, and
you
I
can't
shit.
control.
no, I got physical defects behind that, man. 'Cause that shit backs up in you, man.
My-
know
So
what
you
I mean?
saying if you hit a woman, you can't control
I'm-
how many times you hit
It's
her?
over, man.
No, he's
Because I ain't
just
gonna be
saying
able to
that if
stop
it goes
myself.
there, he might
Yeah.
just
Well,
might
this is
not.
why the
I'm gonna
police
kill her.
if a spouse dies, whether it's if it's your wife, if she dies, the first person, the number one suspect is the husband.
And rightfully so.
Right off the top, because they understand
that's
that.
9 out of 10 times that's who did it. But it does make it very difficult because people will push you. And I've had to literally run away from people that thought that you must be soft or something. No, I done had nightmares about what's going to happen if I turn on you.
Right.
Because if I turn on you, that's it.
And
I
see,
feel that way about a
and
man.
you know,
if I
Bobby
get
says
it right.
something that's really amazing here, because there's this misnomer that says a man who hits a woman is somehow immature. No, he's a human. And just because he's your man, that does not mean you get to take him to the point of no return.
I agree.
When there's an article about intimate terrorism on Psychology Today. I urge you all to go out and read it, and it talks about a man's inability to articulate his feelings, whereas his woman knows and has known how to speak in such a way that her words can tear him to pieces. And sometimes he's left with nothing but his anger and his rage. So when you look at your man and go, oh, he's immature because he couldn't contain himself, it actually removes the responsibility from the woman who created an environment that would take him to the edge of no return. And we have to start making them accountable for that.
Well, and just like, I agree. And I want to say this. Everybody, the weak take advantage of glitches in the system.
Go ahead.
In the wild, the jungle, you can't bullshit. There is no bullshitting in the jungle. If you smaller, your ass is dead when the bigger see you.
Yes.
There is no little motherfucker barking at that big motherfucker in the jungle.
No.
Them animals in the jungle know when I see something bigger than me, get the fuck away from it, because it will eat me or kill me.
Right.
But now, in this society we live in, a motherfucker smaller than you that know you will tax their ass, not only will challenge you, will motherfucking do everything in their power to bring bullshit your way by lying. Oh, he hit me. You didn't even hit the motherfucker.
Beating themselves.
They take advantage of this system that is flawed dramatically.
Right.
This system is fucked up. This is and it's done like that on purpose. As people know me for saying, it's not a coincidence.
Well, let's not forget also, and you're right about this, and women have learned to adapt. I always say women have learned to adapt to the American judicial system in much the same way African American men have. The African American men say, oh, the system is keeping us out from education or this or that. We're going to flip it another way and hustle. Well, women have learned to hustle the American judicial system in much the same way African American men hustle outside of the norm, right?
It was made for them to be able to hustle it. They empowered the women over the men intentionally so that family will be destroyed.
Right.
There is no family if the head of the house ain't running the house.
But to be
if
devil's
the bitch
advocate,
running the house, it's not going to be a family.
What is
It's going to be an emotional gathering.
But to be devil's advocate here, let's not forget, men, let's just be honest. Granddaddy would smack the Kool-Aid out of grandmama, and
Back in the
everybody
day,
knew
that's
what that was.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Right?
I say this.
So some of these protections are in place to protect women from men who communicate via violence.
And I'm not trying to hog it, but I have to say this. See, that goes back to the wild. This is why the wild is respected by me so much. Just to mate with the women in the wild,
You got to kill something.
it's these. I take for example these things called some type of sea bulls. Them big things. They look like walruses, but they fucking huge.
You talking about
things.
Speedy?
Speedy. Yeah, they look like Speedy.
The manatee? A
If
manatee?
you see these guys fight for their right to
That's
mate,
messed up.
it's all they do is just keep busting each other upside the face until somebody gives in.
You talking about the ones with the big tusks?
Yeah.
Them walruses.
But not walruses. These are these other things. They're bigger than
They
walrus.
look like manatees, though. They kind of do, yeah.
I forgot what they call them, but anyway, when they fight, it's violent. They're bleeding, but they're still busting each other. But somebody gives, and they're both the same size. They're huge, but it's just that Whatever percentage of you is weaker, you lose.
You're
and
done.
the strongest
Right.
mates with all the women. So the strongest seeds
Right.
live on.
Right.
And the weaker seeds go on. But in this society, the weaker seeds,
Yeah.
they grow.
Yeah.
That's why, in my opinion, Caucasian people make everything set up where money determines who's the strongest.
Right.
So all these seeds that are coming now are the weakest of the seeds.
Right.
They're growing. That's why you see so many men
Stupid.
fighting women and shit like that, because the weakest of us
Right.
is excelling in society.
Right.
Well, us the strongest.
And I agree with
We're
you.
dying
I
off.
think it is a
This
weakness.
got me to just feel like I just said.
What happened?
Tell
What
us.
is
I
it?
can't look at this no more. I don't know why.
Say it.
Because I want to see. We can't.
Yeah, this one guy said Corey looked like a Nigerian cab driver.
A Nigerian cab driver.
I just glanced over kind of dang
Nigerian.
You see?
Somebody said you wore your outfit to impress me.
Hey Corey, you're the cab
God.
driver.
Oh God.
I want to go
can't.
to the nearest mosque.
You wonder.
I can't. I'm crying. I can't.
Take me to the nearest mosque.
Oh God.
They put it back right.
They said, Zoe, your shirt matches your eyes.
This shit Zoe's shirt matches his eyes.
What kind of
Motherfucker.
these motherfuckers
No.
gazing deeply into their goddamn
Remember y'all guys?
Bishop Eddie Long, motherfucker.
You got Bishop
Why
Eddie Long in
members
the
watching
chat
the
room.
show?
Bishop Eddie Long is in the chat room. You know that nigga's shirt matches his eyes. I'm mesmerized. Right.
That's deep.
I
You know,
can't.
With a plane ticket out.
You look like a reject member from the 5 Heartbeats.
Oh shit. 5.5 heartbeats.
Ain't got no money.
They don't know that you ain't got no pants on underneath this, Corey.
Oh shit.
Anyway, but back on this
Oh,
shit that
God.
I was talking about with that whole
Yeah.
the weakest live on.
Yeah.
I believe that is why there are so many men out here that do things that you're like, what is wrong? Besides the fact they're brought up by a woman, which is,
Yep.
is what happens. When you see these crazy motherfuckers who literally be trying to fight women on some other shit, I just feel like it's the weak. It's the weak
But
growing.
we have to be careful when we start defining, because this is how we interface with regards to relationships. We interface ideologically. You have to think like me in order for us to find some level of compatibility. And a lot of times in African American homes, this is what I was telling a friend of mine yesterday. I said, African Americans can't even be human with each other.
With each other. They can't even respect
See,
one another. Right?
to err is human. In other words, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody crosses a line. Everybody has boundaries and limitations. But because the African American community has been bereft of power for so long, that the only way for us to act out our power is against each other. We can't talk shit to the motherfucker that's signing our check. When's the last time you seen a black man get cussed out by his white male boss? You probably seen it once.
Because he looks down on
And then you know he
Not on
put
the
hands,
level.
because you can't talk to a nigga working in corporate America as a white, hey motherfucker, you late. What? Who you talking to? Our sisters will take that because they don't want to miss Desperate Housewives. They don't want to fuck up their car notes and all of that. A black man can only tolerate so much of that. So what happens is, I'm just saying, there's this fucking...
No, it's a system
Yeah.
that is set up in Iraq right now. I would imagine in about 25 to 35 years from now, they will be in the same predicament we are, because I got a friend in the army, and he told me how what they do, they take the men out of the village, and they basically tie them up and lock them up in front of the women and children. It's that mental destruction where the women are witnessing this, and even if they down with you, they still see it in a way, and you're
Yeah.
looked at in a way like, oh,
My man's weak. They just
yeah,
got
you're
you. They
weak.
took you in.
It's all mental warfare that's going on right now. This is what they're doing over there in Iraq. They're setting up the infrastructure for those people to be going through the same thing that we are over here in America. It's just you don't hear this type of stuff on television because television is ran by the same people that's motherfucking jacking the people in Iraq for their riches.
Right.
They didn't have the cameras and everything over there. They went over there. We going over there to set our shit up. That's basically what it was. All that oil and bullshit ass stories and motherfuckers clapping for troops and shit. Go ahead.
Well, why do you think they do stuff like first thing they do was go over there and make sure that we want to liberate women. We want to make sure they're educated. Blah, blah, blah. They're trying to get the men out. Think about it. If you look at what, and not trying to whatever, but white people have done that everywhere they went. Everywhere they went, they would mate with the women, and half of the time, like with the slaves, they would actually physically rape the male slaves in front of the females, and it would give the females. If you go back to slavery, the women wanted to give their daughters up to the slave master so the slave master could have kids. The kids would get treated better because they'd be mixed, and the daughters would have a chance to raise a child that could go on to be something. If you raised me during slavery, I would just go out in the field when I got big enough, and that's all I would be. If you had one of those mixed children, though, they actually had a chance to stay in the house. They actually had a chance to go on to college. So they took more pride in having the children from the master.
Right.
So we've been sold a bill of goods. We believed that black women were just raped abundantly at that time. Actually, no, they weren't. They were giving themselves because they felt like their children had a better chance at a better life. And another thing that's bothering us as black community is the abuse. We all grow up with this idea of our mama whooped our ass and it was funny. Look, I'm grown now and look how it turned out. But that abuse is something that was also passed down during slavery. The women would beat their own kids so that the master wouldn't have to, because they thought the master would beat them and could possibly kill them. So the women took that power from the master and was like, well, we'll discipline them ourselves. That's why black women are quick to fight and beat their children. You notice that?
Yeah, yeah.
And bitches be jealous of their kids because
take
the
a
little
break.
girl be cuter than them.
Yeah.
Nobody ever say that shit. Bitches be.
But
that's why.
That bitch.
That's why I turn around and say, and somebody can disagree with me. That's okay. You can email us and talk to us about it. I always say black people seem to be the most unforgiving people on planet Earth. And I mean towards each other.
I was gonna say when it comes towards each
When
other,
it comes
yes.
to us,
No, what happened?
we will forgive everybody else. But when it comes to forgiving us,
And
it's
we'll
hard.
run away from each other too. Black folks are standing up for Riley Cooper and he didn't call you a straight up nigga. But
listen,
black folks ran away from Isaiah Washington.
yes,
And he didn't say nothing about us. We should have been the first one hiring that dude when they turned on him.
right.
What did we do? Well, we scared. Because
What
what you
happened?
said.
What if
take a
Michael
break.
Vick?
We gotta take a
What
break,
if
guys.
some dude came to Michael Vick and robbed him, and it was a brother from his hometown? Would Michael Vick be as quick to forgive the brother as quickly as he forgave the white dude that said, "I kill all the niggas"? Now throw me the motherfucking ball high over the middle.
We gotta take a break, but all this goes back to what I say. When you're young and you watch something, that shit fucks with you for life. When it's implanted when you're a kid, you don't never forget that shit. And this is a result of what's happening. We're gonna get back into this when we come back. We gotta take a little break.
Sorry about the phone lines.
Sorry about the phone lines, y'all. I went and bought this motherfucking expensive ass piece of shit, and this motherfucker still ain't working. I'm mad than a motherfucker.
How many weeks in a row have you bought some phone
I
shit?
ain't never put this much money in the shit but my car. My old school. Anyway, we'll be back, motherfuckers. 5150.
Yeah.
You don't know. That's actually a good segment.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh it's for the internet, come on baby.
My fiance gave me head and that shit was so great. She said that she can't wait to just feel like she ate. Cause I be watching porn while stroking on my phone. She can't wait for my dick because you know I be skating on you. Oh no, 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 I be skating on you. Oh no, 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 I be skating on you. Do you think about my jizz? Do you? Do you? Or do you not take my babies up? Cause I got bitches that can swallow. Ooh, ooh. Or do you not drink my babies up? Cause I got bitches that can swallow. Ooh, ooh. No, I don't like you, but but I thought that your sucking skills were perfect. I only fuck with you because you are a hoe. If I leave you, I hope that you don't have all your oral feeling hurting. Got a gang of hoes who like to lick car, but I'm just standing up, skiing on you. Oh no, 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 I'm just skiing on you. Oh no, 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 I'm just skiing on you. Do you think about my jizz? Do you, do you? Do you not drink my babies up? Cause I got bitches that can swallow. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Do you not drink my babies up? Cause I got bitches that can swallow. Ooh, ooh. Yes, of course, I remember.
We're back, and the song you just heard was SOY, and that was it's Skeeting on You. That's your song.
I love it.
You know what? And it was by, is it Sean and the Freakazoid? Yeah, that
When you
sounds
get
like
ready to
Freakazoid.
nut and you lay back, you let her off the hook. She should have to wash her stomach, chest,
you.
chin.
But now you're gonna use that, Corey. Look, SOY.
Well, that's what I tell her. I told him, I said, you
SOY means
Skeeting on
Not
you.
really.
say it. I just want to hear.
Skeeting on you?
Yes.
Skeeting on you?
I want you to say it, darling.
Well, it's a good thing to do. That's why if you look at every girl I dated, used to date, they got great skin.
That's funny.
Like a leather turtle. Just smooth in a mouth.
Be nothing jumping up there real fast. Let me hit that pimple, bitch.
Yeah, dry that up.
But now look, yo, so check this out. What we wanted to talk about today was, you know, on top of everything else, it goes right all into it. It all mixed together. I wanted to talk about how when you have an apprentice, someone working under you in any capacity, whether you got somebody who works at a store with you, me, example, I take people on the road with me, comics, female and male. It is my opinion that anyone that you allow to be up under you, I would say at least 90% of them are going to try and disrupt, take over,
Usurp.
eventually start telling you
all
what
that.
the fuck to do
Oof.
with your own business. I know a lot of people out there can relate to this. You might be a rapper who tried to help out your cousin who rap. Eventually your cousin is telling you you ain't shit and you need to do it like this, and everything he learned, he got it from you.
Wow.
On the road, when I take male comics out, it only takes about 2 or 3 times of being out with me, they begin to act like me on stage.
Shut up.
They're entirely different people when I first meet them. They won't be bold enough to steal my jokes. But they will eventually start having my mannerisms and everything. And it's like, yo, I hired you because you were a different, you were something different for the people to see.
Right.
Now you've become me. They see a version of me before I go on stage.
But you're still helping them. At that point, you're still mentoring them.
You're
When you
hurting
just
your
gave,
business.
True that, but at the same time, you just gave them pointers. You just helped them out still. So do they ever change, or have you had to let people
I
go?
don't believe that people accidentally fuck up. That's just how I feel.
In something like that, they, well,
like this guy Riley Cooper.
maybe they admire you so much.
So they boundary pushing.
They about to call him out. Let's
I'm
go.
just saying that
Let's
wide
do it.
receiver, the white boy,
Yeah.
he was around his own.
Yeah.
He finally had a chance to breathe
Right.
and talk how he feels to talk.
Right.
Now, he can't continue it because he has to be in the locker room with all them brothers. So he has to apologize. But if this was back when Jackie Robinson was playing, he would say, fuck you niggas. You fucking get in line and run and catch that fucking ball. That's the reason he apologized. Because nowadays it's a little different. The people that counseling they made him go through, they was like, you cannot say nigger where it's heard. You got caught. That was the counseling section he went in.
You cannot say nigger out loud.
Right, and while cameras on.
Right.
Well, I want to throw something
Where niggas
I
are.
want to throw something out there to you and see if you thought about it this way. They gave the white boy counseling about, saying nigger in moderation. They gave him the nigger patch and everything, put it on his
I'd
arm.
like to know what that counseling's called,
Right.
right?
So you got the nigger patch, and now he said less.